Hello everybody and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more Plague Inc. Evolved Custom Scenarios. We're going to find a scenario that I thought looked kind of interesting. It's Climate Modification Nanites, I think is what it was called. Mostly because I have not been getting a lot of requests lately, and I don't know if that means there is waning interest in Plague Inc. Evolved content, or perhaps, I don't know, maybe my community is all tapped out, but one way or the other, I'm going to run out of things to do. The popular tab only has so much every month, and I can only find so many things. So if you guys have scenarios that either you have created yourself, or scenarios that you've played that you think are particularly interesting, that you want to send my way, by all means do so. Otherwise, I think we may want to really consider putting Plague Inc. on hold for a little bit and moving on to other content. What do you guys think about that? Really depends on what the audience wants, but I'm open either way. Indigo Phoenix. This is an Indigo Phoenix scenario. Expect new mechanics. To fight climate change, scientists have created a nanoviral agent with the ability to alter Earth's climate. But when nanites are accidentally released when they are still in beta testing, the results could prove to be catastrophic. 4 different endings. Will you end the world in fire or ice, devour humanity directly, or maintain balance and save the planet? It's up to you. Use climate-modifying abilities to change local climates, dismantle cities to fight the cure, adapt your environment, and alter the bonus from DNA bubbles. There's a lot of stuff to do, apparently. I thought this looked kind of interesting, so let's just find out what's involved. Let's find out in the Climate Modification Nanites. It is, of course, a nanovirus type, which makes a lot of sense. ATP boost genetic mimic toxic herbophile. Do I want to go for herbophile? I don't remember why I have herbophile. I think I want to go for the extremophile, and I may want to go for the pathostasis. Kind of depends on how this is set up. Usually the abilities become very important. Actually, we'll stick with symptostasis. Let's find out. CMN-R. Okay, we're undergoing the final trials. Meteorological nanites are nearing the end of their developmental period. The nanites are intended to alter temperatures on a global scale, reversing the effects of climate change. Choose a starting country. I think it's going to have to be Saudi Arabia. Of course, they are the forefront in climate change, carbon capture, modification technology. Let's see. En route to the testing site, a vehicle accident causes CMNR particles to be released into the environment. The final trial was not conducted, and engineers are concerned that some bugs may still be present in the nanites code. Maybe I should have started in the United States with all, like, the chemtrail, like, conspiracy theories and stuff. That could have been good. Whatever. Kill switch is in development. All right. Well, that is usually what happens with the nanovirus. So, do we want to go for the altered priorities? Historical data suggests that human activity is the primary cause of modern climate change. I'm not sure it's the primary, but it is supposed to be a major contributing factor. Primary objective is repairing the climate. Override human protection protocols. Water 1. Nanites develop the ability to breed effectively in moist environments. So, these are self-replicating nanites. That does make some sense. We can have air as well for the arid environments, and we have to pick that up because it's going to be good. Increase albedo. The crud is albedo. Nanites take on a white color and coat the ground, reflecting solar rays back into space and reducing the temperature. Oh, yeah. Like, I've actually heard some people come up with this kind of idea. Like, what happens if you just reflect the light back into space? I'm not sure how much of a difference it's going to make realistically. I guess some. Maybe. I don't know. I've never really looked deep into the science of that. It always just sounded like a weird sci-fi idea to me, but maybe. I don't know. Decrease albedo. Nanites take on a black color and coat the ground, absorbing the solar rays and increasing the temperature. Alrighty. And then we have Air 2, of course, which is the standard air transmission type. So, already we have a choice. Reflect the light or absorb the light. No symptoms. Well, now I feel really bad about my symptostasis choices. But okay. For abilities, we have cold resistance, heat resistance, drug resistance. Or, sorry, no, chemical resistance. Resistant to mild cleaning solutions and chemical treatments. Alright. Code Fragment Interception is pretty standard, slowing the broadcast of the cure, which usually we want to pick this up pretty early on. Radical Elements Stabilize. Begin to isolate the kill switch by stabilizing active genetic protections. Increase the time before the cure broadcast is effective. I don't remember which of these is actually like the genetic reshuffle and which is more like genetic mimic. The nanovirus does usually have some special abilities that slow down the development of the cure. I just can't remember which one's which. They're both ultimately very important, and we're going to want both of those. Data sharing. Nanites gain the ability to share information among other members of the swarm. Grants 15 DNA points over the next few weeks and unlocks bubble abilities. For 10 DNA, it repays me with more. That sounds like a pretty good investment, except I really do need to worry about that cure. So, let's go for Code Fragment Interception. It does not appear to have done a lot. We can go for the Code Segment Interception as well. Slow it down even further. That eventually leads to Replication Factory Overload. Reduces infectivity in the long run, but greatly messes with our infectivity, like, overall, for a short time. We don't want this yet. There is a really good time to pick that up, and it is not this second. Kill signal is already at 25%. It's been a very long time since I played with the nanovirus, so I'm a little bit concerned that we're going to have some trouble here. But let's go for the Radical Element Stabilized. That's the Genetic Reshuffle. Got it. Okay. Encryption Breached. Continue to attack the kill switch by breaching DNA encryption. I mean, all of this sounds really good. We do need a lot more transmissions, though. Let's go for the Altered Priorities. Start reversing the damage by humans. Urban Harvesting. Reduces priority of protecting modern human standards of living. Buildings will be deconstructed in order to construct new nanites. So now we're just, like, actually devouring the matter of entire cities to provide the, well, the matter, I guess, that we need just to continue replication. That sounds good and all. Do we want to go for that, or do we want to go for water? I'm going to go for that. Let's see what else we get. City Dismantling. Nanites go into overdrive, demolishing human buildings. Gradually promotes disorder and eventually causes cure research to stop. Well, that sounds promising as heck. Material Assimilation. Nanites use the materials found in cities to further their own evolution. Increases infectivity, especially in the urban environments. Both of those are pretty darn good. Which would I prefer? Stop the cure or dismantle the entire cities? This has more infectivity to start with. I think I'm okay with picking this up right now, just for the extra boosts. We could conceivably try to go for the Replication Factory Overload now that we are reaching a point where we are going to start hitting, not critical mass in countries, but kind of what I would call transportation critical mass. We've hit that beautiful sweet spot in Saudi Arabia where a bunch of planes are about to go out. We can speed that up, or I could hold off on it, wait until I feel like we're about to hit a critical mass with Russia, try to go a little bit faster and rush ourselves into Greenland. I don't know. The timing of this one's always been a little bit weird to me. Let's go for the data sharing, so we can get a little bit of extra DNA over time. And then we're going to have data collection lab condition. Nanites collect information when experimented on in the lab conditions, activating blue bubble DNA bonus. Which, though they are working on the cure, I don't think we have any blue bubbles yet, so that does nothing for me. General 1, orange bubbles, or Environment 1 for the red bubbles. That sounds more practical to me, given the fact that we are about to be getting a lot more red bubbles as we spread across the planet. So let's pick that up. Then we have Environment 2, even more DNA from the red bubbles. That now is kind of going to hit kind of limited... Actually, no, this is still fast enough. We got enough DNA that I actually feel like we can make good use of this now. All right, I was going to say that has limited value if we've already infected, like, most of the world, but yeah, we got our DNA a little bit faster than I was expecting. We do need to go for another level of Encryption Breached, because we need to slow down that cure and kind of reset some more, but we're okay right now. Kick signal, we just got, I got 50% message twice. How'd that happen? I don't know. Let's go for city dismantling and see if we can start reversing that cure. CMNR devours Saudi Arabia. The rogue CMNR nanites have begun to consume all human constructions in Saudi Arabia. As buildings are assimilated into the swarm, humans are forced out into the streets. Chaos takes hold. So, when you say save the planet, like there's 4 endings, and one of them is save the planet. Is the save the planet option kill all humans? Because I'm kind of wondering if that's the direction things are going to go. And I'm not complaining. Lord knows I've done that plenty of times in this game. I'm just saying. Is that what it means? Because sometimes I wonder if the only way to really reverse climate change is for all of humanity to just drop dead. I don't know. Organic adaptation. Nanites adapt to survive inside living organisms and use complex organic proteins to accelerate the breeding. Better in their rural environments. That sounds all good and all, but I think I'm going to go for the water instead, trying to max my chances of getting into some islands, and then we're going to go ahead and focus back to the symptoms and abilities. Well, no, there are no symptoms still, so okay, that's not going to happen. Let's go for some cold resistance. That still could be a little bit useful to me. I do need to save some DNA so I can do another one of those encryption breaches. Should have gone for the pathostasis, by the way. I really just did not know. Let's go for the encryption breach. Reset that back a fair bit, a good 20% reduction. Still not seeing any blue bubbles, so we're not going to worry about that at the moment. Let's go for the Replication Factory Overload. Now's a good time. We're getting around pretty rapidly, hit critical mass in these countries really, really quickly if we can. I do want to get another level of cold resistance. There's the replicator overload finish. That was way faster than I expected. Okay, so now we just have permanent reduction in overall infectivity, but still. Maybe that helped a little bit. Do we want to go for some chemical resistance? We are struggling a little bit in some of the wealthy countries. I think we're going to need the help in Canada, so we'll pick up at least one level of that. And then how am I supposed to get things like lethality and stuff? Like, how do we actually win this? Let's reflect the starlight back into the space. White clouds, the white nanites float in the air, deflecting solar rays. You know what's hilarious is this whole reflection of light back into space actually does have some precedent in the form of like aerosol pollution. It's one of the weird ironies that we're trying to clean up pollution in the environment so we aren't poisoning the air, but at the same time, if we're still putting out a lot of carbon dioxide, we're increasing the temperature, but with less pollution to reflect the sunlight back into space, we're actually doubly increasing the temperature. Like, there's an argument to be made that reducing pollution has kind of made climate change worse, even while it has cleaned the air out to be less poisonous. Kind of weird, right? World is experiencing record low temperatures. Thanks to CMNR, global temperatures have dropped several degrees in the past few months. Scientists are hoping that this may mark a reversal of global warming. If you've dropped several degrees in a few months and you don't think it's already reversed global warming, something's freaking wrong with you. Few degrees is a very rapid change. Although they remain concerned that the nanite swarm may overcompensate. Oh, you better believe I am invoking a new ice age. You better believe it. The UK is now experiencing extremely low temperatures. Good, we're experiencing a new little ice age. Global temperatures have plummeted. If the current trend continues, the northern regions will soon be uninhabitable for humans. You guys have heard, like, the little ice age, like, freezing over, was it the entire English Channel? I can't remember. There has been, like, some really serious cold periods in human history. Kind of ridiculous. Solar deflection. Use metallic atoms to create high-altitude mirrors. Deflecting the sun's rays effectively, temperature is drastically reduced even further. Drought in Iceland. Severe drop in rainfall in the last few months. So now we've created climate change of a different kind. Oh, good. I was worried we weren't going to get into Greenland, but it did happen. Wonderful. So is this more or less heading toward my victory condition? Still no symptoms. So I'm a little concerned. Do I want this? I think I'm going to go for the blue bubbles. They haven't started curing me yet. I don't even remember. Are there blue bubbles in the... Oh, God. Everyone's dying so fast. No, 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 no. We've created whole new sets of problems. Wait, no. The world ends in ice. Everyone gets infected and die. Oh, good. Oh, good, good, good. Okay. We didn't actually have to infect the world. We just had to reduce the temperature so that everyone plopped over dead. Oh, that makes perfect sense, actually. That's kind of clever. Who's worried about Greenland? You just need to freeze the planet. This isn't a disease. It's a climate-altering nanite swarm. That actually makes sense. That's smart. I like it. The world ends in ice. CMNR has lowered the temperature of the planet, making it uninhabitable. The last humans die in the cold as the Earth freezes over. This is really smart. 448 days, 62% cure progress, 50,229 points, 2 stars. What I'm curious with now, and yes, I will upvote it, what I'm curious with now is, what do we have to do? Just balance out the reflection and the absorption? But then how do you win? Like, you maintain a balance of temperatures and then infect the planet? Is that here? I have no idea, but I'm very curious. If anyone experiences that, let me know in the comment section down below. How do you save the Earth and all of humanity along with it? Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If so, then I ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. Hit that notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.